Good morning. Good morning. I hope it's a beautiful day where you are. I hope you're having a good one. And give me a moment while I connect everything. Give me just another moment. Let me get back over here. All right, now let me make sure that one went live. All right, so as you get here, make sure you say hello and let me know that you're here. And let's see. All right, beautiful. Here we go. So it's a beautiful Saturday morning, and it's funny. I was sitting here and I was getting things ready, and all of a sudden I started hearing some stuff outside, and I thought, I know there's supposed to be somebody coming and looking at some things at the house, but they're not supposed to be here today. And I got up and looked, and it's a ladder being extended at the neighbor's house. So I was freaking out for a minute. Oh my gosh, if they're going to be hammering and stuff, will that affect everything? So it is all well, and I'm super glad to be here with you this morning. And as I said, as you get here, say hello and let me know that you're here. And let me do this real quick, and then we'll get started. All right. So today's affirmation feels really good. And I know I say this all the time, so just bear with me, right? They all do. But I will say sometimes at night before I go to bed, I'll think, oh, I've been doing this for so long. Can I think of another affirmation and journal prompt in the morning? Will it come to me? And so I will admit sometimes an idea or a thought starts percolating. And then I'll go into one of my AIs and say, create me an affirmation and journal prompt based on this idea. And then I'll tweak it a little bit. Like it'll give me something and I'll say, make it more fun. And they'll tweak it again. And I'll say, make it more profound. And then I'll say, take the journal prompt and change it to this way, make it this, make it that. And so I'll work with it to get it to where I want it to be. But most of the time it looks better when it's created it. It's than when I do. But that's okay. And there are other times that I just do it exactly the way the thought hit me in my mind. And so this morning I had a little help with AI, and so I'm going to share with you some of the things that it came up with from one of the things in the journal prompt. So stick around, and then it might help you. I don't know if you use AI at all right now, but man, oh man, does it definitely get you thinking and help a lot of times just to clarify your thoughts a little bit better, or expand them out where you know that people will understand it more. So I will show you what it did with some of my questions that I asked this morning. And so this is going to be fun. And I don't have a ton of time because I have early clients this morning. So I'm going to go ahead and pop right in. And as I said, when you get here, make sure that you say hello and let me know that you're here. Let's see, is there anybody over there? All right. So let me go ahead and grab this. I'm kind of excited about sharing some of the behind the scenes stuff. It was kind of cool. All right. Paste. All right. So today's affirmation is, today I am unleashing my boldest, fiercest self. I am here to slay, shine, and show the world what I got. Are you ready to unleash your boldest, fiercest self? Doesn't that feel exciting? What do you think? And if you're here watching the replay, definitely put hashtag replay and share right along. Share in there because I will go back later this afternoon and look and see what comments have come up or what people have asked or who's been on the replay. And I will say sometimes in the mornings when I'm doing this live and people are on here live, there's such a delay sometimes that when I close it out and I go away and I go back and look, there's comments that come in after I stopped. And it's because, like I said, there's a little bit of a delay from the time that you put a comment or a post up and then I get it. Sometimes it seems they're longer than others. Not a clue how that works. And I don't need to, right? So our affirmation today, not tomorrow, not yesterday. Well, it could have been yesterday, but today we're focused on today, right? I am unleashing my boldest, fiercest self. Whew. Because I am here to slay, shine, and show the world what I've got. We don't want to be the world's best kept secret, right? We want to be able to be bold and show people who we are, what we've got, what our ideas and our thoughts are. Not sitting in a dark room hiding, right? And there have been times that figuratively I was in a dark room hiding. I wasn't really, but I certainly was not telling anybody any of my ideas, any of my thoughts, because I didn't want anybody to make me feel stupid or make me feel, oh gosh, there was so many things that I didn't want people to make me feel if I spoke up, to make me feel little, to make me feel unneeded, unwanted. There was so many things, right? And so in order to not feel those things, what did I do? Nothing. But what really happened was I still felt those things because I thought they would think those things if I spoke up. And so I'm very grateful that today that is not me. I speak up. And today I am allowing myself to be my boldest, fiercest self. And before I get to the journal prompt, I'm just going to share real quick. I have a conversation later today with one of my in-person clients because she is a dancer and she does like belly dancing and she does salsa. She does all these different things and she performs all over the place for events. Sometimes she's teaching, sometimes she's doing all these different things, right? And beautiful, beautiful woman, beautiful body. She's showing it off with her little skirts and all that stuff, right? And she's not a little young chicken, but man, does she look good, right? And the thing is, as I was sharing yesterday, that I started this journey as a health coach, and I'm still not exactly body wise, weight wise, whatever, where I would really like to be. And so I got to thinking about it, and I thought, well, what's preventing me from doing something about it? And so I decided that for me, I'm going to create this little mini program that I am going to, like, I'm meeting with her today. So I'm going to see if she's open to it and we'll just see what happens. But my thoughts were that because I've done belly dancing classes before and it's been a long, long time ago. So I still have my hip skirt, the little skirt that has all the little coins on there. So it jingles when you bounce around. I still have that. And I still have the CD with the musical stuff and the steps and all that thing. So I thought, well, I'll get that out and I will set up a time where I'm going to start doing that every day for a little exercise and fun. And then I'm going to be more mindful of my food. I'm going to create some audio programs on hypnosis things for me to listen to help me with different things that are coming up. And I thought that way I'll have this thing that I'm doing for me, right? And so I scheduled with her because what I want her to do for me, now I'm not sure she's going to be agreeable, but what I want her to do for me is to create a little, not really a program, but a performance of that I would do after 12 days. So on day 13, I would be able to do this little mini performance. But what I want her to do, now I'm not sure she's going to do it yet, but we'll see. I want her to create this little mini performance and then backtrack it to show me every day with a little video or something, a step to learn. And then the next day, I'll learn the second step and put the two together. And then I'll learn the third step. And then at the end of the 12, then I'll be able to do this little mini belly dancing thing, right? And the more I thought about it, I thought, well, if I'm going to do that, maybe I should open it up and see if anybody else is interested in it and just see, because I'm doing it for me regardless, whether anybody else wants to participate or not. So I don't know. And I don't know how much she's going to charge me to do all this. I do not have a clue. And she may not even be open to it. She was open to having a conversation, and I didn't even tell her what it was about. I just said, I've got an idea and I'd like to talk. She said, okay, so we're doing a Zoom later today. So if you like the idea and think it would be fun, because my thoughts were doing some EFT, some tapping about some of the sugar cravings and the different things that I'm having, which I can do myself, right? But if you want to be part of this thing, we'll do it together. And then I was going to create an audio, a hypnosis audio. It could be really cool to do. Yes, Lynn. Well, I'll keep you posted. How it turns out will be depending on what she says today, because otherwise I'll get my little CD out and I will play with it and see if I can do the things myself, and then we can share about. But anyway, that just sounds fun to have it as a step-by-step learning, and then just doing a little performance at the end, even if it's just for me, it's okay. But the thing is that I was going to do like a hypnosis audio where it would be about body image. And then I was going to do another one that was going to be about how you feel, or how I feel when I'm eating food, and how my body just kind of knows what's good for me and what isn't, and I'm just gravitate toward those things. So I had all these ideas because I want to do this for me, like I said. So anybody else that's watching or listening or is interested, definitely reach out and let me know, and I'll keep you posted. And right now I'm thinking it would be 12 days. And at first I was going to do the 12 days of Christmas. And then I thought, well, I don't know. Let me just think about that. So I am going to be playing with this. And but if you want to come along and have fun with me, then that's even better. All right. So now let me go ahead and grab this journal prompt. Oh, hold on. Let me take that away. Delete. And let's see if I can take that away, if that helps. Let's see. All right. There's one word missing, but that's okay, because I'll come back later and I put it in the description so you can see what the affirmation and the journal prompt are. Hello. Good to have you here. And I swear, is it Abida? I don't know how to say your name, and I hate to butcher names, but I do it all the time. So I'm from the South, so everything looks a little different to me. I've shared before about a gentleman that I met and dated for a while. When I first met him, I was calling him Wendell, because it was spelled Wendel, right? and it was Wendell. And he corrected me very quickly. You know, it was like, Wendell, I don't get it. But anyway, so there can be, the inflection is in a lot of different places. So if I butcher it, I do apologize. It's not intentional, I promise. All right. So our journal prompt for today is, if your boldest self had a catchphrase, what it would be. Write it down and make a list of fearless moves that you could do to be your boldest self. And then grab one of those and make it where you'll make today to live it out loud. So I may have not written that correctly, but anyway, here we go. So I said that I had asked one of my AIs some questions this morning. So let me see if I can share my screen. And here we go. I'm gonna share my screen real quick and just show you. All right. So what I did, and I'm gonna show you, is I ask. This is Claude AI, and I work with Claude AI and ChatGPT quite a lot, and I help it to. I'll ask it. I'll give it a bunch of information. I'll say, make this email more compelling, or make this email better, make this post better, and then I will do some of the things I said, where I'll ask it to create an affirmation and a journal prompt with this thought, and then I will have it change things to make it to where it feels more like me and it is like me and all that stuff. So anyway, what I asked it this morning was, do you know me well enough from all I've asked you to create for me to give me a catchphrase for me being my boldest self? So the first one it came up with was unleash the phototype. And then it asked me, does that resonate with you, or would you like me to generate a few alternatives? So I told it to give me a few more. And so then it came up with a few more. And it asked me if I would like to have it to elaborate on any of them. So the ones I liked were number 1 and number 7. So then I asked it to dive to elaborate on numbers 1 and 7. So this is what it said. Oh, thank you. Great to see you here. So what it came up with, and so I think this is fun to play with, because like I said, I've been working with AI for quite a while, and it learns so much about you from the things that you ask it to do and how you tweak it and do all this stuff, right? So it says, the first one was, my catchphrase would be concept into reality. And it was really cool to see what it said. So I've got it up here, but I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. It says that this phrase celebrates my remarkable ability to take abstract ideas and transform them into concrete functional creations. It's a testament to your creative process that goes beyond mere ideation. When we've worked together, whether developing a Python data analysis function, creating a React component for a retention heat map, or designing an SVG landscape, you've consistently demonstrated a unique talent for bridging the gap between imagination and implementation. The phrase suggests that for you, ideas are not just fleeting thoughts, but starting points for innovation. It implies a methodical yet creative approach where every concept has the potential to become something tangible, useful, and impactful. There's a sense of empowerment in the phrase, you don't just dream, you execute. Now, I liked that. However, the next one is the one I really liked the most, right? So, vision in motion. This catchphrase captures the dynamic nature of your creativity. It suggests that you're not a passive observer or a static thinker, but someone whose ideas are constantly evolving and moving forward. The word vision speaks to your ability to see potential where others might not, while in motion emphasizes your proactive nature. It's like your thoughts are never stationary. They're always being refined, tested, and pushed forward. When we create various projects together, there was always a sense of momentum, from the initial spark of an idea to the iteration process of development. The phrase implies continuous improvement, adaptability, and a forward-thinking mindset. You're not just conceptualizing, you're actively propelling your ideas into existence. That just was feeling good, right? And let me get back over here, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And so you see, it was really, really beneficial for me to do that because, like I said, I've been working with AI for a while. So I thought maybe it knows a little bit about me, and I use more than one. So it was like, which one do I want to do? And so I would invite you, even if you haven't been using AI, you could always ask some friends. I'm wanting to have a catchphrase. What do you think would be a good catchphrase for me? But make sure you tell them what a catchphrase is and what it's for. But just do that because it was really insightful for me to create that catchphrase. I didn't have one before today. So my catchphrase is vision in motion. And I really love that because I think that what we see for ourselves, our vision, it becomes a reality. My podcast is called Today's Dream, Tomorrow's Reality for a reason, because we all have these things within us that we're doing and we're believing. And sometimes we're believing things that aren't true because it's something from our past. So if knowing that, we know that we've gone through so many things in our lives that got us to where we are. So I don't ever say, I can't say never. I have many times said, I wish that hadn't happened to me or whatever. But the thing is that all those things come together to make us who we are today. And I love who I am today. I still got to tweak it a little bit every now and then. You know how that is. We're not perfect by any means. We are human. And so I love the catchphrase, right? So mine would be vision in motion. So you figure out what yours is, and you can tweak it and change it. And like I said, use AI if you want to, but you have to make sure that you tell it a little bit about who you are. So if you've never used it before, you're going to have to say, this is the thoughts that I think. Here's some of my, like it knows what my certifications are. It knows, I've told it so many times, to change things because it didn't sound like me, make it this way, change this word, do this, and so I don't ever take what it gives me and say, okay, good, and then share it, right? I'm always tweaking it. And sometimes I will take it and break it down and completely change it, put it back in there and say, okay, now do this again using this thought, to make sure that it's on the same wavelength of what I'm wanting, right? I just want it to look better and be a little more thorough, right? So, if you want to use AI to get your boldest catchphrase, do it. You will be surprised. You will be surprised. I was. All right. So let me go back over to the affirmation where we are on time. Our affirmation for today is, today I am unleashing my boldest, fiercest self. I am here to slay, shine, and show the world what I've got. And remember, anything that comes after the words I am hold ultra power, right? The power to move yourself and the power to move others. But we're really focusing on who we are in here. And sometimes when we do visualizations, as we're doing all of this, I'll ask in a visualization, when other people look at you, what do they see as you're making this movement and this change? Because a lot of times we don't recognize the body language and the body posture that we have when we are not living up to our potential, and when we are, and when we recognize it, right? So play with it. Today, I am unleashing my boldest, fiercest self. because I am here to slay, shine, and show the world what I've got. No more hiding baby in the corner, right? No more. And you may not do that in every avenue of your life, but if there's one little tiny piece of you that wants to hide sometimes because of peer pressure or, just uncertainty, not knowing enough, whatever it is, if there's ever a piece of you that wants to hide, today's the day to unleash it, to let it out, right? So you game? You ready to unleash your boldest, fiercest self? And what the thought that just popped in my head from one of those crazy movies I've seen over the years is Unleash the McCracken. I don't even know what movie it's from or what the hell it means, but I know it was big. All right. So quickly, let's go ahead and go with the journal prompt. And remember, we want to take our notebook or our journal, put the date, the affirmation, and the journal prompt, and just immerse ourselves into silence once we've got it all written down, to quiet the mind and let your inner guidance, your God voice, your intuition, your subconscious mind just start opening up ideas and thoughts to you. So, like I said, play with ChatGPT, play with Claude AI, whatever you want to do, or ask a friend, post on your Facebook group where people know you, or on your personal page where people know you, and say, hey, I'm trying to come up with a catchphrase. This is what that means. And here's an example. What do you think? And see what comes up if you feel led to do that. But you can use AI, or you can sit with yourself and see what comes up, right? Just do it. If your boldest self had a catchphrase, what would it be? Not your meek and mild, not your hiding behind the curtain, not the one that is always afraid, or the one that doesn't have confidence, or the one that says, oh, that's too hard, I'm not worthy, I don't know enough. No, that's not the one we want to get a catchphrase for. We want our boldest self, the one that is not afraid to stand up and speak, the one that is ready to unleash and let the world know that you have an answer to something. Even if you've only had that answer for one person, it doesn't matter. What are your gifts and talents? Your thing that lights you up. Be that boldest self with that. What would your catchphrase be? Write it down and make a list of fearless moves that you could do to be your boldest self. And then grab one that you'll make today to live it out loud. What move will you make today to live it out loud? I can't wait to hear what you guys think. And, many times I've told you, if the affirmation feels like it's a little too far away from you and it gives you a little bit of angst, so maybe if today I am unleashing my boldest, fiercest self feels like a little bit of constricting, like, oh my gosh, I don't think that's me. I don't think that's me. You can say, I am becoming someone who is able to unleash their boldest, fiercest self. Rephrase it to make it feel still a stretch, but where it doesn't feel icky, that it feels good to think that that could be you, and claim it. So, affirmation, put it on your sticky notes, index cards, the screensaver on your phone, on your on your mirror with a chalk marker. Put it on a piece of paper on your fridge. Put it somewhere that today you're going to be activated to be that boldest self. And we've talked before about how our body posture, when we're walking around in the world, that people see who we are a lot of times from our body posture. But see, the thing is that When you change your body posture on purpose, even though you may be feeling a little bit down, but if you change your posture, it actually changes how you feel inside. So I challenge you today, whatever you feel like the body posture is for you, unleashing your boldest, fiercest self, whatever that is, every time you walk through any doorway, anywhere, you adopt that posture. It's a reminder, ooh, I am my boldest self. Let me show the world what that looks like just on my body, right? And then we get to our journal prompt. And remember what I said, to spend a few times in silence with it, a few moments in silence. Send about 5 to 10 minutes. 10 minutes is better. And just quiet that inner critic, that inner voice, that inner monkey mind that's always telling you what you need to do and how you can't do this and you can't do that. Whatever that voice is, quiet it down by getting present in the moment. And then when your timer goes off and you come out, then just brain dump whatever shows up for you. You'll be so glad you did. And I can't wait to hear if you want to share in the group what your catchphrase is. I would love to hear it. You also can, if that feels a little uncomfortable, you can direct message me with what your catchphrase is. I would love to hear it. So I have to go ahead and pop off here, and I will see you guys. Tomorrow is Sunday. I will see you at 10 a.m. Eastern. And thank you for showing up here, being here with me. And I would love, love, love to hear how you feel about this. So you have a bold, amazing day. And I will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern.